Hello, hello, family. Welcome to Let's Talk About It. And today, I want to talk about the power of showing up authentically. How can you just be you? How valuable that is. Before I get into the topic, I want to give some disclaimers. One, I'm recording and my kids are upstairs, so if you hear some banging, please ignore it. Y'all know how these kids are on these video games and phones, and yes. So, disclaimer for that. And number two, a huge shout out to my HBCU, woo woo, the Clark Atlanta University here in Atlanta, Georgia. Just want to shout out to any of my Panthers that may be watching. The best HBCU, but I love all my HBCUs. So anyway, so back to the topic. Today I want to talk about the power of authenticity. How can you just show up and be you? So recently I saw on Instagram a post about 90s fine women, right? So of course they labeled all the women like the Nia Longs and the Sanaa Lathans and the Layla Rashans and all the 90s women that were, of course, beautiful and still are, right? And the next slide, Layla Rashawn was on, I believe it was like Sherry Shepherd's show. And Sherry Shepherd asked her, tell me, what was the 90s fine era? Like, why was that so powerful? And Layla Rashawn goes on to explain that in the 90s, a lot of women just had to work with what they had. And I can see what she means by that. Like, body surgery on our bodies wasn't really a thing. BBLs, the huge lashes weren't in. Yeah, they did wigs and weaves, but it wasn't like this main necessity on stage. And so it gave variety, right? You saw long hair, short hair. Most of them were thinner women, but even if you think about authentic women now, like our beautiful women like Jill Scott, and there's so many women who offer variety when they show up authentically. And that's the thing that I wanted to point out and why authenticity is so important. Did you know that even identical twins do not have identical DNA? Not even identical twins are the same, right? And that's what makes our world so great, so unique, so valuable, right? Because everybody can bring their own style, their own talents, their own looks, whatever. And it offers us a plethora of things to pull from. So I want to highlight how it is so important for us to just show up in our authentic nature. Another thing that I was thinking about that I think kind of changed the landscape of authenticity is social media and reality TV, right? So even on social media, you see all these social media influencers and they're flashing money, the men, women too, flashing money, bodies. And I have recently, matter of fact, over the summer, have went to a seminar with a lot of kind of powerful social media influencers. And one of them got on stage to talk about how it was very much an illusion. How a lot of the influencers really are renting the cars. They barely have enough money to get by. But when that camera cuts on, they are like lights, camera, action, flashing money and all of that. And even reality TV, right? When we look at like Real Housewives of Atlanta, for example, a lot of those influencers now are struggling, really. But what we see is this image, this illusion, and I think illusions and I can't say the word, y'all. Inauthenticity, is that the word? Yeah, you know what I mean. It creates distance between people. How can you truly connect with someone who is not showing you who they really are? And in 2026, me and a friend have been talking about this recently. I really believe that the times are changing. Like a lot of that illusion, fraudulentness, not kind of showing our true selves is dissipating. People kind of want to see and connect to the real you. People want to be able to relate. And again, there is no shade on my part for anyone who wants to have surgery to their bodies. If it makes you feel better, do so. Weaves, I love weave. I wear braids, no problem with that. But I do believe that we have kind of veered away from being our authentic selves. Like it has gotten to another level that's a little out of control, right? And so I want to just rewind us back and remind us that there is value in what we bring to the table in our true and authentic nature. God made us in his perfect image. And it's for a reason. Because you bring something that no one else can bring. For example, my example about the identical twins, right? They are not even the same. And I can bet you anybody that has identical twins would say, Twin A is outgoing, he talks to everybody, he wants to be the social butterfly. And then here's Twin B, who is not as sociable. He stays to himself. He doesn't want to be out there. He doesn't like to be seen. But both of them are still very valuable. Both of them have some talent, something special about them that the world needs, guys. And so I think that it's power in authenticity. And so, guys, we have to really make sure that we're showing up as our true selves, right? And another point that I wanted to mention is even the decisions that you make, right? So some of us even live our lives for other people's approval, even down to our own kids, right? And I know I'm not judging anybody's decision making or where you are in your journey or in this part of your life or if you're struggling with this. Because trust me, I have been there myself, right? But if we're living our lives for other people's approval or for other people's applause, are we truly living? Or are we allowing others to dictate how we live? And so again, there's power in just living authentically, in doing what you want to do, in blazing your own trails, in showing up and letting your flag fly, however that flag looks, right? So it's okay to be you. And so that is my message today. I want each of us to challenge ourselves from being stuck in the likes on social media or being stuck in the cultural ways that have kept us bound, or being stuck even in our own minds about what people may think or what our family may think or what our friends may think. I want to challenge each of us today to let that go, right? To show up and show out in your realest, rarest form, because you were made in his image, in God's image. And so there is a reason for that. The world needs that. The world needs connectivity. We need each other. And the only way that we can truly connect is if we are showing up authentically so that we can create a bond with each other and something that is real and not fake, right? So let's let go of other people's approvals, other people's applause, other people's, again, likes. We're letting that go, and we're not going to just hang on to these false narratives, okay? And so, again, I'm saying that we don't have to operate as a copycat or in this perfect image or even in this illusion. Just being us is enough, right? And even with my show, right? I am not making like these perfect videos, right? I come on here, I have stumbled, I have made mistakes, but my goal is to keep showing up, to keep being real, to keep posting, to keep getting the message out because I believe that these messages will resonate with someone. I believe that these messages are real. I believe that these messages will impact people. And so that is my main goal. I don't worry about the likes. I don't worry about who likes it. I don't worry about who thinks I'm beautiful, who thinks I'm not. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm showing up. I'm putting myself out here. I'm giving real content. I'm speaking from a real place. And I'm hoping that it resonates with people who may be in similar situations, right? So today, I just want to reiterate that you can possibly change the world just by being you. All right. And so before we wrap up today, I have my little manifestation box that I finally didn't forget. And some of the message may resonate sometimes, some of them do not. But I am going to read this message. And these, I just wrote down some motivational words that were powerful to me and put them in a box. And I'm going to randomly pick them each week because I believe there could be a positive message in here for each of us. All right. And so, again, what I'm going to pick today is another message. Sorry. And it says, nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. All right. And so hopefully that message resonates. It may or may not even go with the topic, but it's okay. Hopefully you all got that, you received that, and I'm looking forward to our meeting up next week on Tuesday, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.